love, sex, desire, drama, lovers, and the others. And we talk about it all here on Relationship Rhetoric. Greetings and welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. I'm your host, Unapologetically Angela. And the month of October, we are going to focus not just on breast cancer, but we're going to talk to couples who have dealt with a cancer scare. And what better way to kick off this month than to interview my beautiful sister and my brother, her husband, Wendolyn and Jereme. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Salute.
I am so excited, of course, because this is my sister. They agreed to come on the show. So it's personal for me. So we're going to have fun. We're going to talk. I'm going to find out things that I did not know and that you may not know. So we're going to jump right in. So tell me where you and Jereme met.
I was actually waiting tables at Applebee's, and he says he was not on a date. I think he was on a date, but that was our first encounter.
It was not a date. I was with a friend, and she was walking back, and she came our way. And I was looking at her, and I was like, I gotta get her. Basically, I was like, I gotta get her.
That was the first time you ever saw her?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cause she was all skinny and stuff. She still, she still, but I like real little women, so she caught my eye. So she served us, and I gave her a nice tip, cause I think I tipped her more than the food was. And I wrote my number down on the receipt. I didn't think she was gonna call me back, so she called me, but I was at home with my mom at the time, so she called and my mom answered the phone. And so she hung up because she thought I was living with another woman. So it kind of went from there. So.
Wow. And what year was this?
I was a sophomore in college. Okay. I was actually at home for the summer when I first I worked at the Applebee's in Raleigh, and then I moved to the one on Highland, and that's where we met. And one of the things that I remember the most about that encounter was probably maybe a week or so after our first meeting, he came back into the restaurant and just casually talking, and he was just basically like, I don't want anything from you, not trying to pressure you, just want you to know that one day you'll be my wife.
Yeah, I did say that.
And of course, at that point, to me, I was like, okay, stalker. I'm just being honest, because that wasn't what I was looking for. Right. I was just working a summer job, waiting tables, wasn't thinking anything of it. So that has always stuck with me, even to this day, which is 14, 15 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So she got flowers the next day.
I did.
At the restaurant?
Yes.
Wow.
No, I'm kind of suave when I need to be, Yeah.
Yes, Jereme. Yes.
But that's how it started.
The rest is history.
So when did you know that Jereme was the one?
Let me take a sip of this one. Crown Royal.
So, needless to say, during the time that we met, I was in college, he was in college. I was in Nashville, he was at Martin. So, the distance kind of came between us. I was doing my thing, he was doing his thing. And we just basically lost touch. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if it was in the Facebook era, you found me on Facebook and inboxed me.
About a job.
Right, because that's my field. So it was hey, I'm looking for a job, do you mind looking at my resume, that kind of thing. So that sparked the conversation up again, just us talking. And even then I was like, dang, still hearing in the back of my mind, one day you're going to be my wife. But at that point,
oh man.
So in my mind, nope,
right,
no, off the market, not even finna entertain it. So then it was strictly business. And it was probably I don't really know exactly how long it was.
I mean, really, like, let me see. I kept it cool with it, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was married. It was still professional. It was just like, hey, you know, she didn't respond for a while, and I called her, and I was like, look, I'm just checking on my resume, basically. You know, it wasn't no let's go out or nothing like that. And she was like, well, nothing. So I'm like, okay, cool. So it just became basically rekindling our friendship. You know, it was just kind of like, you know, how you doing? You know, she had Jemiah, and, you know, she was doing her thing, working or whatever, service master. And we just went from there. Just constantly just staying in communication where it was just casual conversation, not anything trying to hook up or anything like that. It was just rekindling how you doing, basically. And so we just went from there. And just, I was going through a divorce, and just,
I think for me, I think the day that I knew this was where I was supposed to be and who I was supposed to be with, I don't remember exactly where he was going or what were doing, but he had stopped by to say goodbye. And he was going on a trip. And he hugged me. And I actually started crying while he was hugging me.
I remember that.
And when he left, I mean, I was flabbergasted for the whole weekend because I'm like, why am I crying? Why? I was really upset that he was leaving, and it wasn't like he was moving away. It was just a trip.
I went to Mobile.
But at that moment, I think that's when I knew that I really felt something and that, you know, this could go somewhere. But even still, you know, for me, it was like, he was going through a divorce, but, you know, been there, done that. You've heard somebody say I'm getting divorced and they not really get divorced and all this other. So once again, I put that wall back up because that wasn't where I was going at all. But I think in that moment, that's when I knew that we could have something.
Right.
So
I waited. Man, I waited. And waited. And waited.
Okay. What do you two believe are the values of a good husband and a good wife?
The values of a good wife. To put the family first, no matter what. To make sacrifices. Wendy makes a lot of sacrifices for, you know, with her health, things of that nature. You know, her being tired, her work schedule. I'm not really needy, but when I am needy, she always tends to my needs. So that's what a wife should do, tend to her husband's needs, and the husband should tend to his wife's needs. So communication. I think we have a real good communication level at times. You know, sometimes, you know, I hear what I want to hear, and she hear what she want to hear. But when it's need to know information, she lets me know what's going on, and I adhere to what she wants. So I do what my wife tells me to do. Basically, fellas, listen, do what your wife tell you to do. Don't do what you want to do what she tell you to do. But that's basically what I feel. And just really loving that person for who they are, for flaws, their mistakes, and just make the best out of it. Just keep pushing. And that's what we do. That's our motto, keep pushing. So, what you think?
I would definitely say
Good, man.
qualities of a good husband, which I definitely believe that I have. Someone who's a provider and who definitely cares about their family and the well-being. I don't, by any means, thinks that he puts anything besides God above me and our girls, because that's his priority. So he does what he can do on a daily basis to keep a smile on our face. And that is a very desirable quality for a good husband. He's compassionate. Even when he doesn't realize that he is. I truly do believe that in this union here, I was given everything that I needed in a husband. So all of the negatives of my side, he has those as positives, and I think vice versa. So I think we have a really good balance in our day-to-day life because he lets me be me, I let him be him. We are not about trying to change each other. For me, it's we're in this situation now because I believe we were destined to be together. So there's not anything that I think we can encounter that we could not overcome. And to me, that's a great husband. So silly.
You should be with yourself.
Okay. Wendy, what went through your mind when you found out you had cancer?
Honestly, the first thing that went through my mind was, how was I going to tell him? That was really the first thing that I think crossed my mind. I actually remember coming home that day and dropping the girls off at the house, and I had to go to CVS. And the doctor had called me, and I said, well, let me try and call him back, knowing it was late. And I had called and left a message, and he didn't answer, but he answered while I was gone to CVS. So a 5-minute trip down the street probably took me about 15, 20 minutes, because in my mind it was do I tell him? Do I not tell him? Do I react? Do I not react? So for me, it was a lot of emotion, but it wasn't necessarily emotion on my part. It was thinking about the people around me. And that was the biggest part for me, because I think just in my life and everything that I've gone through, I've never been the type to be overly emotional. And I guess it's just because I know that I'm going to be okay. So even in that moment, I had my moment, but I got my cry out and I moved on. And then it was, okay, where do we go from here? And so literally it was a call on 1 week. I was having treatment the next. It was happening just that fast, because I'm like, if this is what's meant to be, it's going to be. So I was more concerned about him and of course my girls, but you know, we are newlyweds, you know, so that was not the curveball I was thinking we were going to get thrown in that moment. He had actually probably just started having back issues. We had just gotten back from a beautiful vacation. So that was not where I thought we were getting ready to go in that moment. But it was here goes something else. So that was really my original first thought.
So, Jereme, when she did tell you, what was your first emotion?
I had to drink that cram. Nah, seriously. My first emotion was staying strong. Just to be a support system for her. Because as anybody that know me, they know I don't like to see my wife cry. And that was one of those moments where she held back tears. And we hugged each other and we embraced. And I let her know, I said, I'm here. We're going to get through this together. It's not something you got to do by yourself. And we just kind of like, we took it on the chin and kept it moving. It was like, we've been through so much. It was like, this test that God is putting us through is just making us stronger. It's just showing us how much we need each other to survive with each other. So it was kind of just like, let's do it. Like, let's go to treatment. I was at pretty much all the treatments when I could be. Like, got in tune with the doctors and everything. Put a support system out there, a prayer system with people around us and the family, that people that actually cared about us, and just had them to intercede with us. And we just kept it moving. Like, my wife is a real fighter. You know, it's Team Wendy. And we meant that from jump. You know, she had her ups and downs. You know, people don't know what go on in your house, and you don't know how you feel when you see your spouse battling something. And you know when they having a bad day and there's nothing you can do about it. That's what make you feel bad, because you can't fix it. And I'm the type of person that I want to fix it. You know, if I could take that pain from her, I would have. You know, instantly. It was just like, I'll go through this for you. And my biggest concern was basically Jereme and Cade. You know, I have a best friend, and I talked to him about it. And my biggest fear was losing my wife. You know, because I've seen what cancer has done to people. And that was my scare. You know, I had that reality check. It's like, hey, you know, she ain't going nowhere. And once I got over that, and my friend told me, he was like, dude, she ain't going nowhere. You know, I put my big drawers on it and kept it moving, you know, and been there ever since. And I ain't going nowhere.
So, How was your sex life before the mastectomy?
Who had it was? Oh, you said. Oh, I thought you said vasectomy. I was like,
No,
nobody said no
Jereme.
vasectomy. I
Mass.
said, Lord Jesus, man, we ain't done nothing. Oh Lord Jesus.
I would say it was healthy. I think for me, I am probably not as confident as people would think that I am. Mm-hmm. So after the fact, to me, was more of an issue than before. And it was just because, once again, my body had changed. Mm-hmm. And it was really and truly going through that process that further validated the fact that I had been joined with the right person, because it was that's nothing to me. You know, you're worrying about something that is so insignificant in the bigger scheme of why I love you and why I'm with you. And once I was able to accept that and acknowledge that, it was like, okay, you know what? He really does mean what he says. He really is not going anywhere. The day I woke up and had the blisters all over my face, and you being my sister, you know how I am about my face. And in that moment, I was just like, I don't want to leave the house. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to leave my room. Mm-hmm. I didn't want anybody to see. I didn't want him to see me. Mm-hmm. But once again, he further validated the fact that he was here for me and for the person that I am, and didn't think anything about it, and was still able to tell me I was beautiful, and I genuinely believed it. It didn't even matter anymore. So.
Oh, you waiting on my response? I have a high sex drive. High, very, very high, very high. And with her going through what she went through, it showed me tolerance. It showed me patience. It showed me that it's not about my selfish wants. Mm-hmm. Because as you know, Wendy has lupus as well. Mm-hmm. So the medication that she takes, it keeps her sex drive down. And initially when we first started dating or whatever, I was kind of like, look, hey, you know, you gotta pump, you gotta step this up, But it wasn't about sex with her. It never was. It was just like, I genuinely love her for who she is. So, I mean, sex is sex, I can live without it, and I don't want to, but but if it came to that situation where, she wasn't able to, I mean, I would have to just deal with it. You don't walk away from a person because they just can't do something for you. That's not fair to them, because she's already feeling insecure about her body. She's feeling how she looks. So, like she said, I mean, she always gonna be beautiful for me. She can have one ad and be like, that's my baby. I mean, this is how I feel about my wife. That's my wife, and she don't have to look good to nobody else. She look good to me. And long as she's appealing to me, that's all that matters. And she still turn me on to this day. So when she be walking around, I be like, I see you later on tonight. But we have fun though. She take me because I'm silly, so she already knows. She know me. If I, she be in the kitchen, I walk up to her, pow. She know what it is. We grown, so that's what it is. Pow. She like, okay, I see you later on tonight. So, crown roll.
So, what part did faith play in your healing process?
So I'll definitely say that going through this ordeal did not turn me into this avid, all day, everyday prayer. I wasn't walking around with no Bible in my purse. That just wasn't me. I think it goes back to the relationship I have with God that I feel like I've had my entire life. It's not a necessarily public display, but I know, and he knows, and we have that relationship. And so it goes back to me saying, I never doubted that I would be okay. I'm a avid believer in thy will be done. So regardless to what I wanted the outcome to be, or anybody else wanted the outcome to be, at the end of the day, God's will was going to be done in my life, in my family's life, in the lives of those around us. So true enough, it did bring me closer to him, but once again, as far as a public display of everybody watching me and, overly emotional and falling down, that's just not me. That's never been the type of person that I am. That's not the type of worshiper I am. That's not the type of praiser I am. But I definitely know that me having made it through that is definitely by the grace of God. And that further validated the fact that there is more for me to do, and there's a reason that I'm here. Not only my girls, but my husband, my sister, my mother, my father. I have a lot more to give while I'm here. So it brought me closer to him from that aspect, because I did kind of become complacent with, okay, this is cool. Living a comfortable life, not really wanting for anything. Everybody's in fairly decent health, and then bam. Mm-hmm. So then it was and of course for me, back when I got my, initial lupus scare was okay, mm-hmm. And that didn't really do all the things that people said it could do, and all the different, organs and things that it could affect. So I was like, okay, well, if this is lupus, I can deal with this. But then here we come with this, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this one. Right. So, but once again, it was, okay, Lord, you are taking me through this and taking me on this journey for a reason. And just like I felt when I had initially been diagnosed with lupus, felt the exact same way with the breast cancer, and the exact same way now, I have a story to tell. Mm-hmm. And if I can help one person along the way by telling my story, especially for now, for me to be able to tell people that I even worked with that that's what I was going through. And they were like, you going through what? And you were doing what? I've got a coworker now who's dealing with colon cancer, and he has no idea, where to go, how to feel, what to do with his emotions. But our timing always seems to line up each day he works for me to be able to impart a little bit into him so that he can push a little bit further. And that's truly one of the things that I believe is meant to happen through me now that I've gone through yet another journey, to be able to speak to others and encourage them, to let them know that there is life after breast cancer. There is life after a mastectomy. There is life after lupus. There is life having lupus. And you don't have to succumb to all of the negativity that surrounds those different types of diseases. So.
You second that or
Yeah. Okay. With faith, I stand on my faith. Now we all hear about the mustard seed faith or whatever, but I was brought up in a home where I've seen health issues, mm-hmm. and I've seen the outcome of just being fervent in your prayers and being fervent in knowing God's will. And that helped me to just have enough wherewithal in myself to know how to deal with my wife. When your mother goes through similar things that your wife is going through, you know how to deal with it, you know how to cope with it. So it's not like a nonchalant attitude. It's like, I know what to do. So when she's having a good day, I know when she's having a good day. When she's having a bad day, I know when she's having a bad day. And just having people around you, a support system that generally loves you and they care about you, not what you can do for them, that helps, and God puts strategic people in your life for a reason, because we lost contact with people since this whole ordeal, and that's fine. But the people that were genuinely there for her and myself, they still keep in contact. They still come over. We still barbecue. We still do the things we do. So having that faith in God, that's never been a question. It was never doubt God. God, why are we going through this? My whole question, hell, why not? Why can't we be the testimony for someone else? Because there are young couples that are being married. They're going to have to go through the things that we're going through. So we're well known in the community, in the city. People know us. So they see us and they're like, you know what? If they going through this, I know we can go through it, and we can beat it. We can overcome it. So with her story, it's more of a life lesson to other people. And I'm just riding her coattail, basically. She the strong one, cause I'm the wimp, to be honest with you. I'm the one that would cry. I was like, Lord Jesus, what is we gonna do? She can't work and I can't, oh Lord, so it was kind of like, as a man, you have to put things in perspective. When you have a good wife, you have to look at what you're gonna go through to get to where you're trying to go. Right. So when you got somebody, like we say, a ride or die, that's my ride or die. She know it, I know it. That's all that matters. So having that faith in God, that was kind of like a no-brainer. It was like, well, Lord, do what you do. We can't stop it. We can't change whatever gonna happen. So it was just like, let's keep moving. Keep pushing. If you don't keep pushing, when you beat yourself up and you just, oh, woe is me, that's when the devil got you. That's when the devil kind of like, yeah, I got you. But if you still pushing and you still striving, God sees your effort. He sees your motivation. And he's like, you know what? They might be down, but I'm gonna keep pulling them up. And that's how we stand. So trust me, we've been down. Jesus Lord, we've been down. But God he's been fervent. He's still been faithful. And you can't do nothing but continue to bless him. Regardless, and people got to understand, you have to bless the Lord in your bad. When everything is all bad, that's when you really got to be like, Lord, I thank you regardless of what I'm going through. Because when you don't have somebody that pray for you on a date, I know my wife pray for me. Because I be out there, I be doing some stuff, making some moves, making connects that I know I'm supposed to be making, trying to get this money. I live a kind of dangerous life in a sense. So I know she pray for me. So the faith, that's what we need. So I love you and I appreciate that. Lord Jesus.
If you could think of a song or book title to describe your relationship, what would it be?
Anthony Hamilton, Point of It All. I mean, that's from me. That was our wedding song. That's how I feel about my wife. She's the point of it all. That's why I love her, because it's her. I mean, how can you not love her? I mean, it's Wendy, I mean, she got her ways, but that's the point of it all. That's my baby.
That's why she's spoiled.
I mean, she gonna be spoiled because I'm her husband. So why wouldn't you spoil? I don't want nobody else to spoil. So if you do, hey, if you gonna spoil her, take her to that house note. That's all I need you to do. Take her to that house note.
Song, you agree? I ain't said a word. I have not said a word. So you agree with the song?
I agree with the song. I mean, I think for me, it's hard to just pick one song that I think describes us or what we share. But that's definitely been one that's been consistent. So we can go with that one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, they've jumped on so many questions, and I was going to ask them to give advice, but this entire interview was sharing so much wisdom and so much advice about how to be strong through pretty much anything. So I am so grateful that y'all decided to help a sister out. Anybody that knows me know that I love my family and I take my family very seriously. So our notion is not necessarily going to be a notion. It's going to be a notion of gratitude, that I am truly, truly, truly grateful that my sister is here with me. And we've lost aunts, grandmothers. We've lost very, very close people to us from the same scare. So I do not take for granted the blessing of having my sister here with me. And I'm also so grateful that she's been blessed with someone who is just as spoiled as she is, but takes really good care of her. It's about your inside, and if you're able to sleep and have peace next to the person that you love. So I am truly grateful to you, Jereme, for taking care of my sister. And Wonderland, if I've never told you, I love you.
I love you too.
This has been Relationship Rhetoric. I'm unapologetically Angela. Peace, love, and enlightenment. Love, sex, desire, drama, lovers, and the others. and we talk about it all here on Relationship